Elijah Cummings, the top Democrat on the House Oversight Committee, joins me now. Congressman, thank you very much. Thanks for being with us. First of all, what do you think of your colleague, Keith Ellison, as the head of the Democratic Party?
Oh, I think the world of Keith. He has consistently been a leader in our progressive caucus. He's constantly stood up for the rights of all Americans and pushed those items and issues that would make people's lives better. And so I think Keith would be a great choice.
And also, what do you think of Steve Bannon, and what concerns, if any, do you have about him playing such a major role, really a co-equal, as described?
Yeah, I think President-elect Trump had an opportunity to send a strong message as to what kind of administration he would have. And when he has now said that Mr. Bannon would be equal in power to his chief of staff, Mr. Priebus, I mean, that says a lot. It says basically that the same kind of anti-Semitic efforts by Breitbart and the nationalist type things that they've been talking about, now he has that person that'll be in the White House being paid with taxpayer dollars and basically espousing things that go against our nation's unity and really are divisive. And so people are very concerned. I heard him say that people should not be as upset about protesting and that kind of thing. The fact is that people are hurt, people are upset, and in many instances afraid. But there's something else that we have to do, Andrea. The Government Reform Committee must take a look at what President-elect Trump is doing with regard to conflicts of interest. We have laws about conflicts of interest, and here we have the President-elect with his children having worked in the campaign, but now they are the advisors with the transition. And keep in mind, we've never had a president that had these kind of extensive worldwide business ventures and been involved in so much. We still don't have his tax returns. And I've sent a letter to Chairman Chaffetz this morning asking him to bring in the key people in the transition team so that they can explain to us how they will not be violating the law with regard to conflicts of interest. Keep in mind, we spent millions upon millions of dollars in partisan investigations. This is one where I think all of us should agree that we just simply want to make sure that we're not going down a road that is filled with conflicts of interest. I think the American people deserve that.
Well, in fact, according to Reince Priebus on the Today Show this morning, he said that Jared Kushner would be one of those players. He mentioned Jared Kushner along with Steve Bannon as part of this troika, if you will, of top advisors.
So he's the son-in-law. Andrea, that's
I was going to ask you whether the nepotism laws, do those apply to sons-in-law, to in-laws as well as to children?
We need to see exactly what role they're going to play, but clearly they need to come into our committee and explain to us how they are avoiding these conflicts of interest, because I'd really like to know. During the campaign, Mr. Trump, President-elect Trump, could put off submitting his tax returns and keep a lot from the American people. As he said yesterday, now he realizes that he's an open book. And so now we in the Government Reform Committee must do what we have been sworn to do. That is to look at all of these issues to make sure that the American people are satisfied that conflicts are not taking place.
Well, let me drill down on that. Because he also told Leslie Stahl that there's this audit, so he used the same explanation about not releasing his tax returns. There's no law requiring him to release his tax returns. That's practice, number one. Number two, you are in the minority. So you can't vote a subpoena, I don't think, to get people in front of your committee. So if Congressman Chaffetz says no, what do you do?
If Congressman Chaffetz says no, he says no, but we've got to let the American people understand that he says no. Chaffetz and I have a great relationship, but he has railed against conflicts of interest. He's had 5 emergency hearings with regard to Hillary Clinton just before we left to come on the break that we just finished. And he had it in 2 weeks, 5 emergency hearings. What I'm saying, Andrea, is that as the minority party, we can always ask that our chairman to do the job that we have been slated to do, and that is to look at these kind of issues. We do it every day. That's what we do. And so we are the Government Reform and Oversight Committee. And so I'm just asking him to do his job. I've already sent him the letter. Hopefully he'll respond very shortly, and we can move forward with this.
And there's a letter circulating as well from some in Democratic leadership asking Democratic leader Pelosi, former Speaker Pelosi, to delay the leadership elections because some Democrats, some of your colleagues, want to take another look at other aspects of the party than the Hillary Clinton part of the party. Are you in that group as well?
No, I'm not a part of that letter. I think that Nancy Pelosi has done a very good job. And I think that she will listen to the concerns of my colleagues and come to a decision that she thinks to be appropriate. I believe in her as a leader, and I think she's done a very good job.
And just to close the loop, will Keith Ellison likely be the next DNC chair?
I can't predict that. All I can say is that Keith would be a great chairman. And he definitely, you know, the idea that somebody like Keith could come and hopefully unite our party in this very difficult time, I think it's a good idea.
It's always great to see you. Thank you so much, Congressman Elijah Cummings,
My pleasure.
and coming up here. Former President Bill Clinton's chief